I believe we are live now. What's up? I got my boy Mike Carlin here, and we are live from, where are we at?
Wappingburg,
New York, somewhere up in New York City, and we are doing a really cool project. It's Falcon One retired, Air Force One jet?
Yep, with it was Ronald Reagan, George Bush, and Schwarzkopf.
And so, we've been a part of this project. IGL has put it on with Tracy and Glenn and been a big participant, basically hosting the thing with you guys. I mean, what are we all out here doing?
So what we're doing is we're going to recondition the paint. So everybody's, we cleaned it down beforehand. We did the
rinseless wash, dry wash,
whatever they call it in the
aviation world. Yeah, we've been getting corrected all day. We don't know what we're talking about.
We're car guys. And then we're giving it a quick paint polish enhancement. And then we're going to coat it with IGL poly, actually, and that's because it's more of a museum piece. So
yeah, and I tell you, it was in pretty rough shape. I mean, it was oxidized. The paint was really dull and flat. The blue had no pop. The bright work, which is the metal across the leading edges of the wings, was really bad. So the guys are getting that polished up. I mean, it's truly phenomenal. And it's not just Detail Bookie and IGL. There's a lot of people involved in this project. You got Ian at Auto Fiber, my buddy Chris DiGiovanni at Detailers Roadmap. Who else is in here?
We got.
Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, wait, we're doing. Here you go. Okay, so we had IGL Coatings. Rupes did a big thing up here. They sent their marketing people. They sent Sarah up here, and about 15 polishers out here. So also Auto Fiber, we mentioned them. P&S Products, Detailers Roadmap, American Detailer Garage. Billy sent some stuff up here. Detail Bookie. Who's that? Moose Wraps? What is Moose Wraps doing?
They're the ones that did our shirts.
Oh, they did a great job. Angel Wax, Fireball, Paula's Runway. Oh, take a step forward. I'm not very good at this. Detail and Mafia and the Easy Creeper and Duck Detailing. So I tell you, there's a lot of people involved in a project like this, and it takes it because you guys can't see the magnitude of this plane, but it's really big, okay? And it takes a lot of people and a lot of stuff to put together a detailing event like this. Mike, what was your hand in the planning and getting things together? Did you play much of a role in that?
Honestly, I didn't.
Okay.
Mr. Joel LaPalme just asked me the one day, said, "Hey, you're going to go up to New York?" I said, "I don't know." And he goes, "Well, I think you should." Yeah. So, and it's been a blessing.
Sure.
Marcus and I do a lot of traveling together. Yep. And it was just kind of a neat ride up and talking about it and just seeing something at this multitude because, again, a lot of these guys do aviation, but smaller scale. And then to see the history behind it, know the history behind it, it's really cool to just be part of it.
You know what was really cool? The unique approach to training. And so I know that there's other projects that go on like this, but you guys focused a lot on the training aspect of it. And when we got here a couple nights ago, last night we had a big meeting at the hotel. Everybody came in, and then you guys put on an aviation training. Ron St. Clair did. And to teach everybody what to do, so some of these guys are already aviation detailers. Yeah. Some of them aren't, but they all needed to have the understanding of what to do and how to conduct themselves safely around the plane. So they did this huge training, 2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, and it was kind of a give back too, because, the guys were kind of surprised by that. Mm-hmm. We just told them that we're going to have a meet and greet. And then IGL decided, you know what, these guys and women gave a lot. To be here. They're not being paid. It's all, some of them got some sponsorship money, but most of them paid their way.
Work. I mean, we're doing this as a donation, right?
So that was why we did the aviation class too, was to kind of give them, anybody that didn't have that certification got it last night, the training for it. And that certification usually would be $1,000, $1,500. So why not, give back to them because they're doing something for a good cause.
Yeah. And, it's like a once in a lifetime project. You don't just stumble across the plane like this. And even if you do stumble across it, you're not going to necessarily get to detail and get your hands on it. So it's really unique situation. Detailers were chomping at the bits to get up here. And I think that there's word that they're going to try to do this annually if possible.
100%, whether it be this one or another one, or whether it be here or we travel, whatever it is.
Right.
It's really cool to put something like this on. And it's good for our businesses. It's good
Mhm.
for the detail community because of the
It is.
sponsorships that we had.
It is.
You know, everybody here is trying to get everybody on the same mindset,
Mhm.
and this is kind of how we do it. We all come together, and it doesn't matter what company we're from. We have guys here that use IGL. We have guys here that use Fireball. We have guys here that use Angel Wax, whatever. So.
Well, it's exciting. Happy to be a part of it. Mike, appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you so much. And we'll be seeing you in just a little bit.
Sounds good.
So, like, this is as exciting as it gets, right? This is such a cool opportunity that we've got to come up here. And Detail Bookie did come in as a sponsorship to help. But, you know, when they asked me what we could do, I just wanted to come up here and be of any kind of assistance. So, to be up here and come and actually get hands-on detailing is really neat. You know, of course, we could come up here and do podcasts and shoot video and all that stuff. But to be hands-on to me was important, and it's been that way. Even my dad's over there cleaning pads for all the detailers. You can see, I mean, hang on, let's see how to do this. You can see him right here. There we go. Polishing out an inlet on a new sail. So anyways, got Miss Tracy coming in. How you doing, Miss Tracy?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. So Tracy is the one that thought of all this, right?
Me and Glenn.
You and Glenn? Yeah.
Actually, it was Glenn's idea first.
Okay. And so how long did it take to actually get this, to make this happen?
The aircraft flew in here in 2020.
Okay.
We saw it sitting out on the tarmac for a few months, and then we got into the aviation detailing, and we were like, what is that plane? Wouldn't that be cool to detail that plane?
Absolutely.
Ran the tail number, saw what it was, and then said it would
really
be cool
yeah,
to detail that plane.
Okay. So yeah, well now mention what makes this plane unique. Obviously, it was used to transport presidents, but who did it actually transport?
It transported Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr.
Wow. Okay.
General Norman Schwarzkopf.
Yeah.
For Desert Storm.
Okay.
And also the Marine Corps of Army Engineers, if I'm saying that right.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. so this thing it's no longer actually active duty. I guess it's retired.
Yes.
And so what happens to it? So we, you know, obviously I know what kind of shape it was when it got here. It was rough. I mean, it set up for a while. The paint was really dull and oxidized, and the bright work was dull. So you get it all shiny and pretty like you're doing here. Then what? What happens?
Well, it's going to go back to the school.
Okay.
It does sit outside. The community college owns it. And
okay, so it's an actual, like, a piece that people can go look at, and
the students actually work on it.
Oh, really?
Yes, this is a aircraft for the technical program.
Okay.
So the students are actively doing work on it. Did we hear the story of how it was bought yet?
No. Okay. We'd love to hear that.
So the school purchased it from, I believe, an Army surplus, and for $1,200.
You're kidding me.
So
for $1,200.
This aircraft costs $1,200.
Wow.
Because it needs $3 million worth of work done to it to make it
so the value
FAA
of
compliant.
Yeah, the value of what's needed to be done kind of supersedes the value of the jet itself. So they just sold it for $1,200. That's
lot
crazy.
Of work. Yep. So it's the students go in there and they're doing their work on it. And
are they training? Are they actively trying to pursue to maybe get it ready to fly one day?
I believe their goal would be to meet those FAA sound requirements eventually. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, all right, fast forward, the 3 years, y'all dreamed about it. You got the deal. Now you got to put a team together to do it. Yeah. How has that process been?
That's been interesting.
Yeah. I know from planning events and stuff, I know exactly how hard that is. So I feel for you, but you worked really hard to make all this happen.
Yes, we did. I think our hardest thing was the insurance.
Okay.
So that we had to get over that hurdle first. That has been a year and a half.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
A year and a half to get the proper insurance. This is a county-based airport. So there's certain requirements that the county requires. The hangar that we're using here is owned, it's a tenant, Tradewind Aviation.
Oh, wow. So this is, normally there are other.
This is not a public hangar.
No kidding.
This is a hangar that is used by Tradewind Aviation. They just recently moved here.
Yeah.
They graciously, we spoke with them last year. Hey, would we be able to utilize your hangar? Because Glenn and I were in this hangar last year for a helicopter charter company.
You guys detail it, planes and helicopters.
They moved out of state, so it was sitting empty for a little while. Tradewind came in, graciously letting us use the facility here. and so it's active. They moved their aircraft out so they could accommodate us.
I tell you, it's amazing, and I know there was a lot of work going into it, but you have knocked it out of the park. I mean, I think there's, I don't know, 17, 18 detailers, maybe
Yes,
more than that.
Then the sponsors that
Yeah.
are here working.
Absolutely.
Everybody's. We got people that are coming tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we have people kind of coming and going. We have our former state senator coming in a couple
Really?
minutes. Yeah, actually, she was probably just calling me.
Well, look, we won't keep you long. So this, I mean, you've really done this justice. You know, this could have been an easy thing to keep under wraps and had a few people here, and it could have been an all Tracy England thing. But you've opened it up for the industry to be involved. You've opened it up for sponsors like myself and IGL and all the other ones that have done, the contributing. And IGL has really stepped up, and Rupe has really stepped up big. I don't want to put myself on that same level. Those guys really did big things.
Everybody, it doesn't matter how it's.
That's
everybody.
Right.
Took everybody.
We're happy to be a small piece of it and glad to be here. Tracy, you've done a phenomenal job. Thank you so much. I'll let you get over to having a conversation with the senator.
Yes.
We are going to hold on. I don't see Chris here, so I don't know who I'm going to talk to next, but we'll figure that out. If you want, just drop your mic off, and you can drop it on the table over here.
Thank you.
So that was Tracy, and that's who actually planned all this and put all this on. This is a big deal. Big event. Rupe has got their marketing team around here shooting pictures. I'm sure they're going to have a really cool video. Who we got coming up next? D? All right. And D, I know D very well because I met him at a training out at Houston. He's actually the lead trainer, if I'm saying that right. We'll get him over here for Sparrowhawk Mobile Detailing, which is really important to me. What's up, D? How you doing, brother?
What's up, guys? How you doing, man? Good to see you, Dustin.
Yeah, did I say that right? You're the lead trainer or the head trainer of Sparrowhawk Mobile Detailing?
Yeah, man, I'll take that.
Okay. I know there's a lot of other titles.
Yeah, I got so many titles, man. We're definitely going to go with that. So I am the primary trainer for Sparrowhawk Mobile Detailing out of the Houston location. I'm also the certifier and trainer for all our other locations. We have 15 locations right now.
Yep.
So I do travel and certify those guys as well when it comes down to projects like this, man.
Yeah. So let's talk specifics about this project. I mean, obviously this is a big one. They brought you in here for your specific skill set in this. Is that right?
Yep, that would be true.
And give us a little bit of background about what that looks like.
Okay, so obviously thanks to Glenn and Tracy, they gave me a call after seeing some of my work on Facebook. Ryan was kind of sketchy about whether he'll be here or not.
Sure.
So they called me in. It was like, hey, we got a big program. We can definitely use your expertise. So subject matter expert, and I told them wherever you need me. One of the things I am good at is bright work. I'm good at everything, but one of the things that I can prove my work is at the bright work side. So it's just like, obviously, if you can take that, please do, and also fill in. So Ryan and I are working together as a team because that's what it's all about, is to make sure we are passing off as much knowledge as possible to these guys.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I mean, it's free, it's knowledge, and it's a great program. It's a great opportunity for everybody here, even for me.
One thing that really stood out to me, and I really liked this part, was the focus on safety.
Always.
And the meeting last night, that was 2 hours. The meeting this morning was probably an hour. The walk around, very detailed, which I've been to a training with you. I know that's what it's all about. And I knew what to expect here when I saw you joining in. So, but that's important because you have a lot of people, a lot of moving parts around a very expensive piece of equipment, right?
Very much so.
And so you want to keep everybody safe. You want to keep the aircraft safe and anybody that might be in it safe.
Yep. So, and the thing is, safety should always be your foundation, no matter what you're doing, no matter what industry, right?
Right.
A lot of these guys are used to cars, so there's very little safety aspect going. However, I want to go home to my kids and my family. You want to go home to your beautiful kids and family. So again, it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of expensive parts. We don't want to cause any insurance issues. We don't want to be kicked out. We don't want to damage anything. So and just having people aware of that coming into the aviation who might not have been ever told that, right? Yeah. So safety is always going to be our foundation. Obviously, you see me work. I work in a system. It's embedded into me. That's military. That's airlines. That's corporate side. So
there's no doubt that, I mean, what you brought here along with Ryan, y'all's team that y'all formed to do this project is top notch. I mean, everybody had their own sections. They actually picked me as a team leader. I don't know why, but no, I was happy to take on that role. So we took over the front of the airplane. And so now we are polishing it out, getting it ready. I mean, how do you feel about our progress so far today?
So one of my big things, right? So like I try to tell the guys, you see a project so big like this, you can kind of get complacent. You can kind of get tunnel vision, right? But everything is like a pizza. So we took this thing out there. And obviously, as you've seen, we were able to use a very effective method, what Ryan and I have taught you guys. So like, hey, how are we going to tackle this? We showed you how to tackle it. You guys executed the tackle. And if you can see from wing to winglet, nacelles, the fuselage, it's pretty much already we're at step 3. And all we got to do is a good IPA wipe down and ceramic coat. So, and we're at 2 o'clock. We've been doing this for maybe 5 hours. We're kicking butt right now, man. We're doing a very safe job, effective job, and that's what it's all about.
Love it, man. Well, listen, I'm just happy to be a part of this thing. Like I said, I mean, you guys, the planning of it, the execution of it has been top notch. I know that as we finish this thing, it'll just only get better. Appreciate the camaraderie. Appreciate the training. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you want to, what we'll do is we'll drop off that mic and on the table, and then they'll bring in the next guy.
All right.
Thanks, brother. So, listen, it's literally people of all sorts that are joining on this project. Dee brought a very specific skill set over to this thing, and I tell you, it's amazing. His training and education. So he didn't mention it, but I think he's been in aviation over 25 years as a pilot, as a mechanic. I mean, certified. You know how they certify these mechanics, and he is certified to work on these engines. He's worked on anything in this thing, and then also been detailing along the way. So having somebody like that in here is important to know their way around the aircraft, to teach people that don't know their way on how to be safe and all in it. So, you know, this is a really cool experience. Chris, are we going to have anybody else in here? Ryan? Okay, cool. So Ryan St. Clair, which is the head trainer of the project, he's going to be coming over here. He was working with Dee hand in hand to make sure that they got all the information out to the detailers that we would need to make sure that we were safe. So excited to get him on here and talk to him. Guys, I hope you are enjoying this. This is just like a really cool experience for all of us to come in here. Like I said, it's once in a lifetime. We hope that we get to do it annually, but we know that we're out here this year. We're going to take it all in. Like I mentioned, my dad was here helping watch the pads. I'm in here, you know, polishing the plane, running the crew. It's just a really cool experience for us to have at this moment. So I think I see Ryan coming around the corner now. You can probably hear them on their mic. They're hooking the mic up, and I don't think they realize it. So here comes Ryan St. Clair. Yeah, right over here, buddy.
What's up, dude?
How's it going, man?
Good, man.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yes, sir.
So this is Ryan St. Clair. So
what's up, guys?
Was basically kind of giving them a rundown of your position in this thing. You're running this job. This is they brought you in to train everybody, to teach, to watch over the job and execute it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is something that's right up our alley. This is something that we work on a daily basis.
Right.
And, Glenn, Tracy, Marcus, they called me and was like, "Hey, can you help us do something this magnitude?" And I was like, "Oh, absolutely."
Well, I tell you, man, and I was mentioning this earlier. I mean, just from the moment that I stepped foot in the first meeting, it's all been about education. It's all been about safety. And, you know, you guys bring a lot to it, but it's a lot to get all that out to people. I mean, how receptive have you felt like the detailers were to the information you were providing for them?
I think they're dialed in. I think they're ready to rock and roll. I mean, not only are they getting figuring out what to do with aircraft, this is something they can take back to their businesses, and that's going to help them grow. I mean, this is all relatable stuff that you're going to see.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, detailer comes into a training like this. This is hands-on. They've learned it. We had the classroom time. We've had the walk-around time. Then we have the hands-on training. So they could take this and then potentially go add that service to their business.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I talked about last night. After you do this and seeing how far we've restored this thing and rejuvenating the paint, this is going to do wonders for their market, even just for their business when they post this up.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it's such an attractive job. It's such an attractive you know, piece of marketing because it is an Air Force One, right? Yeah. So, and that's something that took me a while to get used to because I made a post earlier on my Facebook and they're like, well, maybe Air Force One shrunk, but it's
I saw the comment on that.
Yeah, it's Falcon One, but it's referred to as Air Force One.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, they still have these little smaller jets that they take on smaller trips.
Yeah,
they don't need the 737 every time. Yeah. So this is something that they probably use to go around to shorter trips.
So when the president sets foot in this, it's referred to as Air Force One. So it's an actual that, and to be on here and detailing something like that is just amazing. So, and just a shout out to your business, you actually do this in Houston, Texas.
North of Houston, and we're doing size jets like this 4 or 5 times a week.
Wow, man, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and I mean, I just want to commend D coming in here, and he's provided a lot of knowledge as well.
Yeah, man, y'all
He's
teamed up
done great.
perfectly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been great. I mean, like I said, everything executed. How do you feel about the progress that the detailers have made so far? I mean, a big project like this. I mean, how do you feel like they've made it so far?
I'm pretty impressed because I was expecting most detailers probably haven't done something this big, so I was expecting maybe a little walking around, oh, are we almost done?
Right, the overwhelmed feeling. Yeah,
they've taken what we said, panel at a time, and before you know it, you're almost done. I mean, heck, they're on inlets. My team over there, we're still getting there. We're almost there, but these guys are they're tackling good.
Yeah, and we had the front. I noticed we're buttoning up the front. We're going to go around and help on the tail some, and so it's exciting. But as a detailer myself, and we did very large boats. I know the feeling of, and I always tell the detailers, don't look down, and I don't mean down this way, I mean down the length of the plane, because it can be overwhelming. But if you just take it the section in front of you at a time, you can only going to go so fast. So just put the headphones in, and go to work, and next thing you know, it's over.
Yeah, because once you start working too fast, you start looking down, and all of a sudden your quality starts dropping a little bit because you're like, oh, I want to get done. Now we're trying to be done by 5.
Yeah.
Or in the reality of things, well, this customer's flying Friday.
Yeah,
it's Thursday. It's crunch time, and I'm trying to get done.
That's a real situation that you have to put yourself in.
Yeah.
Well, man, I tell you, you've done a phenomenal job.
Hey, I appreciate y'all being here, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. Happy to. Thanks for the invite up. And listen, I'm ready to see the end of this thing. I'm ready to see this thing buttoned up, looking pretty, and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy.
Right, thank you, brother.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right, that was awesome. I mean, Ryan St. Clair coming over here talking to us about aviation detailing. It's really cool. The guys that are here, all the skill set that are brought in here to do a project like this is really cool. So I don't know if they've got anybody else coming on with me. Is Marcus coming by chance? Are you coming on here? Don't know. I don't know. Maybe he will. Let's see. Yeah. So Marcus is coming on here. Marcus is the very high up in IGL, vice president, something like that. I don't know. High up. Hang on. You got it? I'm high. There you go. Woohoo! Perfect. Can you hear me? Yeah, that works. All right. Put it in your pocket. Hello. Marcus Parsley, everybody. Hey, you. And so what do we got going on here? I mean, I've talked to everybody else. You were with IGL. You've had a huge hand in the planning of this thing, right?
Well, I was involved.
Yeah, you were involved. And of course, IGL's support in this has been massive as a sponsor and just as basically what I figure as a co-host. I mean, you guys are putting it on with Tracy and Glenn. I mean, this is their project, but you guys have stepped up with them big time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what do you feel about doing something like this? I mean, how do you feel about it?
Man, that's hard the way you just did that.
Yeah.
I'm a vet.
Yeah.
These two presidents and the general were in office
While the time you were serving?
while I was serving.
Okay.
So it's special for me that way.
Sure.
And I guess watching the, yes, IGL's involved in that. But you know what? You guys were equally, but don't let him kid you. They're as big into this as we are. And so is two guys that aren't here. Rick Bannerly and Tommy Ramos.
Absolutely.
Stepped right up. The FO project, Rennie Dole and his bunch. And Chris, they stepped up. The people, Barry Thiel stepped up.
It's really cool. So what you see is a lot of support from. I mean,
look,
what would otherwise
shirt?
Yeah, what would otherwise be competitors? I mean, we consider we're in competing realms. However, we're all here together. I mean, Road FS, our buddies Rod and Jody, literally on a live with you just a minute ago, and we're all here together to support this one cause, and that's what's really neat about it.
Well, it's a chance. It's a chance to promote the industry. And to give back a little bit.
Yep.
We may not agree with who rode in that airplane.
Sure.
But it has nothing to do with that.
That's right.
This represents every one of us
America.
having the opportunity. Look at we got people from Norway here.
Yeah.
We got every walk of life of personnel here.
That's right.
People that are vastly experienced to people that had no experience. and a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, which is amazing to me. I mean, it's
and he's up there on the wing right now, hustling,
yeah.
getting things done.
Yep.
And the whole thing is you're getting a group of people together, promoting something bigger than themselves, legitimately promoting something bigger than themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Versus, yes, I hammed it up and I stuck a truck in front.
But no, we love that, man. That's the way it's supposed to be. You know, y'all's involvement in this thing. I mean, this is what it's about. You know, businesses taking care of other people and helping, and it's really cool. The one thing that I keep harping on, I think this is probably my favorite part, is the safety and the training aspect of it. IGL provided Ryan St. Clair, brought him in. He donated some of his time to train everybody. Dean came up with and assisted him in it. I mean, the focus on training and safety has been massive for this thing.
Well, that was the key. You know, everybody sat down. There was a 3-page waiver that you had to read through.
Yes.
And that just, people were looking up as they were reading it going, oh, this is serious.
This is real. It's real.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, man, it's phenomenal. Looking forward to it. How do you feel about the progress? I keep asking everybody. I mean, do you feel like we made some way?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Night and day. I don't know if you can pick that up on that. On that motor back there.
Yeah.
On that nacelle, the motor.
Yeah, you can see how bad it was. I mean, the plane wasn't, dilapidated or anything, but it was, the paint was really,
she was forgotten about.
Yeah, she was, oxidized, dulled up. I mean, you guys have seen boats before. I know a lot of you guys have seen chalked up boats, and that's basically what the plane looked like. The blue was dull, the white was dull, the metal was dull, and so now it's all starting to get a shine to it. All these detailers have worked really hard today. Hats off to them. Hats off to all the sponsors. I've named them already.
And a former senator just walked in.
Oh, wow. We have a senator in-house. So we're going to, She does? She does? Okay. All right. Well, great. So we'll have her.
So I got to go.
Sure. Well, look, Marcus, good talking to you, brother. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
See ya.
All right. So apparently we're fixing to have is it an ex-senator? A former senator. And we'll super excited to be interviewing her. No telling what kind of information.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Very good. I'm Sue.
I'm Dustin. Nice to meet
you, Dustin.
He's going to mic you up, and then we'll put you on right here.
Oops. Yep. And do you want me to just stick it on in the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to come around this way.
Okay.
And Miss Sue, we are on our Facebook page. We're actually live. So again, I'm Dustin.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Dustin.
to meet you. I'm one of the sponsors here. We own a software company that's for the detailing industry that a lot of these detailers use to do their scheduling and payments and stuff. But so that's kind of our involvement here. What brought you out today?
Well, Tracy reached out to me.
Yes, ma'am.
And when this first was going to happen, and it seemed like a no-brainer. Like here they wanted to come and detail this beautiful, wonderful plane,
right?
At no cost.
Yep.
And I thought that was simply amazing. And then to see all the volunteers that are here,
yes, ma'am.
I just think it's great. And this plane and this airport plays such a vital role in our community. Our college is involved.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's our young kids learning all about, being involved in aircraft, and what Tracy and her husband have done is simply amazing. And you guys are the lifeblood of our community. So
they really are.
Yes.
And a project like this isn't easy, but to bring this thing back to life, to actually breathe some life back into the plane, I can imagine the community and the feeling that they'll have when we roll her out and she's all pretty and looking good. I mean, what the college will think, and the kids that get to work on her day in and day out will really think about what's been done here.
Oh, yeah. I know, just walking in, I was overwhelmed. I said, wow, look at that. It's just beautiful.
You just thought there was a couple guys with some mops and
look at all the people. And to have a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
That's simply amazing.
Yeah,
so.
it is. And it just shows you, it's such a good light for the detailing industry to be in, to see this, because we have a lot of competing companies that are sponsoring one event. So we just to bring us together, all of us work together like we do, at other things throughout the industry. So I'm glad for you to get to see how we operate, and it's really a good experience for us to be able to show people that. So
thank you for sponsoring this. This is amazing.
Yeah. I'm just one of the many, and just happy to be here, happy to be helping out on such a good project.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Me
you.
too. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
All right. Wow.
I'll
How
give you
cool
my-
was that?
give you your
So
microphone
we're gonna go
back.
ahead and wrap up this show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We got to get back to work. We got to get this thing nice and pretty, get her rolled out, get done, and we will see you next time. Chris, you're gonna have to end the show.